And hello everyone! The Tokyo Olympics continues, and they continue to win medals in artistic gymnastics. Since rhythmic gymnastics is still far away, if you're interested in sports, I don't know about you, but it's fun for me to follow the boys and girls. Everything is somehow more intense here, in an excitement format for a minute. Well, on July 28th and 29th, a personal all-around for men and women took place. We will discuss it today. How the final among women ended without the main leader, why Russian athletes counted on gold and won bronze, about disrespect for the fans from the national team, and why they were condemned in social networks. And I will also tell you more interesting facts from the Olympics. Well, let's start with all-around for men. In the men's all-around, Russia was represented by Nikita Nagorny and Artur, who was a part of the team, recently won an Olympic gold all-around medals. On July 28th, they fought in the personal all-around. Nikita Nagorny became the bronze medalist of the Olympic Games, setting the same attitude for girls, but more on that later. Nikita was a little short on medals of higher dignity. Someone calls the refereeing, but Nikita himself says that he himself did not work, although during the competition he expressed indignation about the marks. In general, so that you understand, the gap from the second place for Nikita is only 34 thousandths, and the gap from the gold is also minimal. With such numbers, it is probably really offensive, but how I like to say and think that everyone gets what they have worked for. But Nikita is already an Olympic champion anyway. Another Russian athlete, Artur, became only 6th, and despite the fact that this place is not so close to medals for him, it is a huge success. If you remember his whole history and what happened to him and how he came to the Olympic Games, one thing is that he just performs in the all-around worthy of respect. I talked about his injury in the video from the team all-around. Well, the silver was won by the Chinese athlete Qiao Ruteng, and the Japanese Hashimoto Daiki became the Olympic champion in the individual all-around. The gymnast who is now admired by many, including the Russian athletes of the national team. Someone wrote that because of the victory in the team all-around, the guys relaxed, and because of this, they could not compete for gold. This is a controversial point, because it can be said that the Japanese and the Chinese were upset and could also not give their best. In any case, the men's all-around was emotionally stressful for everyone. By the way, it was very interesting for me to study the protocols from the competition and what is the spread here in places by type. If we compare rhythmic gymnastics here, if you are the first here, then most likely you are the first in all apparatus. And here the gymnast who took first place in certain types was appointed in 4th places and even 12th. In general, artistic gymnastics is really different, and it seems to me a very interesting world. Women in the all-around had 4 apparatus, unlike men who had 6, which means that there is no room for error and there is no opportunity to catch up. So everyone who made a mistake today in the all-around immediately fell off the podium. For example, American Carrie Jade, who replaced SIMONE Biles, fell from a log. Someone simply did not have enough difficulty, including our Russian gymnasts. However, pure performances gave the girls a chance to fight for medals. So in fact, the struggle unfolded between 2 Russian gymnasts, Angelina Melnikova and Vladislav Urazova, Brazilian gymnast Rebecca Andrade, and American Sunisa Lee. But in the end, everything was decided by the difficulty, since in fact, everyone approached the Olympic Games in their maximum shape. And as in the team all-around for women and for men, the personal all-around for women ended in the same way. It was the free ones who decided who would complete the Olympic all-around with the medal. Vladislava Urazova went through all her all-around speedily without breakdowns and falls, which is already a great achievement for a 16-year-old gymnast, and if her difficulty were higher, she would have claimed medals. And so 4th place, which also for me is a great success for the first Olympics in artistic gymnastics. By the way, this is an important caveat, since in rhythmic gymnastics everything does not work quite like that. Angelina Melnikova also coped well with her freestyle program, but she could well count on gold, especially remembering that SIMONE Biles did not perform as the main favorite of the competition. Angelina herself noted in an interview that it was more interesting to compete without Simona, since everyone really had a chance for gold. But one should not forget that both Russian gymnasts are already Olympic champions of the team all-around. This title is with them forever. Brazilian athlete Rebecca Andrade won silver in the all-around. She showed her mood for a medal from very first sight, while the American gymnast Sunisa Lee became the Olympic champion of personal all-around. She became a terrific replacement for SIMONE Biles in the all-around final and still brought her star the medal everyone was counting on. And who knows, how it would have been if Simone had performed. Perhaps the effect worked here that since Simone is not there, then Suni cannot but win. Well, while I was monitoring the news about the all-around final, I came across information that I had missed since qualifying for women about the German national team. So the German women's national team in artistic gymnastics decided to stand out not with their sport results but with their appearance. Even rhythmic gymnastics overalls are something common and you can often see gymnasts in them, and there is nothing strange at this. Then for artistic gymnastics, this is at the moment something incredible. In an interview, they explained that by their example, they wanted to support women who feel uncomfortable in suits with open legs. Considering that in the female sport, the body changes with growing up, and not everyone is ready to put up with their own changes in the body. It is interesting to hear your opinion about leotards in artistic gymnastics for women. How do you like overalls, and how do you think whether artistic gymnastics will come to skirt? A funny moment at the ceremony, about which I learned, by the way, only thanks to the photograph of Oleg Naumov. Probably those who follow the broadcast saw that the athletes are either wearing mask or without mask. And it seems that the rules are strict, but at the awards ceremony, the guys in the pictures are without masks. But it turns out that there is a special badge for this, which is shown to the athletes so that they can take off their masks. It's funny, and I'm glad that they're allowed to take them at least for photos. Otherwise, there would be very strange photos and someone might not be recognized only by their eyes. And another interesting fact, after winning the men's team all around, a conference with journalists was held at which almost all the athletes were on their phones, for which they began to condemn them on social networks and say that this was disrespectful for the fans. But the guys apologized for their behavior, justifying this by the fact that they were only communicating with their families at the moment. It is also a rather controversial point of what athletes should do at the conference, to communicate with journalists or still sit on the phones and correspond with their loved ones. I'm sure that we also have a split opinion on this issue. I think it is indecent to sit on the phone when you are talking to someone, but on the other hand, family is the main thing in person's life, and that time they became champions, so in any case their relatives wanted to congratulate them. In general, I'm waiting for your opinion on this issue in the comments. Well, summing up intermediate results in artistic gymnastics, it is now very funny that men and women repeat each other's success. Gold in the team all around, in those and in those, and in the bronze in the individual. It really looks cool. Well, we'll see you very soon. Remember that I love you all, and for now, goodbye. The video was translated and dubbed by Sasha Sinica.